Welcome back to Schureberg. Since the last video, a massive network overpasses and crossings for the third transit hub in the northeastern part of Arc Street, near the river, and simplifying the edges. Water pipe system and the rezoned areas of Bianca again. In today's episode, I need to rezone the areas of Blighten-wetchagen, Blightenberg City, and Aristocracy Northwest. Because what happens when the game crashes to desktop? So let's say, destroy everything. And where's the rezoning area? Let's see. So how many times I'm telling you not to put near the park on this road? So demolish everything. And I need to demolish some sort of any kind of everything. Oh my god. Why would I have to... Okay. Let me rebuild the street. This is not known. This is not fake. It simplifies the better ones. So, where can I demolish? So this area may be continuous. What about this one? This one. Or this one. Or this one. So, unlike many people, requires more than I thought. In this part, contagiously, let me check it again. Office zones. This will demolish the existing development. Otherwise, it will not continue. Let me think. Let's try something else. Let's have 6 tiles and another 6 tiles for this area. It will not be corrupted in just one singularity. Let's leave it here. Well known. Okay then. So that area must be 5 or 6 tiles beginning through this side and create a beginning. And create a 6 modern tile sets. Only this area are in commercial. This might gonna take a while. Careful, streets are still here. Just as enough, you need to rebuild this again. Because they don't match the following on the other side. So, redemolish this side. What is it again? Residential. On that side. Okay. Let's see. I'm operating this side and this into the side. Oh god. Let's try something else. So So also includes one out of the following. Okay then. Let's see. Okay then. On the other side. It will not work in this side. It will not build roads. Roads are confusing. Let's say let's see. Not a well-known area. Alright then. Okay. All of these commercial buildings. It should not be built on this side. This side is confusing. Let me demolish it first. So blocking all of these buildings. It appears that the smoke is really complemented. And okay. Which is not what to say. What is this? Well known. Okay, what is? And what is? Need a better rebuild and rotate. Going to the side. What is on the side? Everything commercial. Everything commercial. It's a very high density in Blighten-wetchagen, which is not complete. Oh, forgot. A park. Medium plaza is required. Unless something happened. So, resume. And how many of those? Okay. So many of those buildings you need to rebuild. And finally, you need to say these areas are confusing. You should make it as a well-known. Okay, well-known. So many of those. How many are those who rebuild this one in one of the kind? Let me check the zoning. You need to match this properly. As it was. Match this properly as it was. If don't match, then it should be silence. Let's see, 1 out of 10 People required more educational areas should be superiorly done. And it's completely decreasing. Okay. What's the next thing? Follow the grid. Follow the what again? And not so stupid. Ask some questions. To get one of this is not possible. Any questions? And whatever to do is find a way back here. This might gonna take a while. So some of the industrial buildings requires more health to make it impossible than ever. So if the game crashes, that's why. Let's see. Oh no, not the right side. The right side should be helpful. Follow the side on this scenario, which is evenly great. The correction is find a way here. For. I don't really think what it's for. That's what it's for. And what is for? Okay, save the game. What's this? Control Alt save. It can crash the desktop in a single while. If anything happens, the likely error is what? If you get everything almost, change their mind and create a possible connections. Make whatsoever. Since if there is no road connection, you need to rebuild again in one single possibility. Check the zoning again. Make sure everything should be residential. Make sure everything should be residential. Less quiet. It's been chaos about this. Demolish everything. No real time. So many buildings abandoned. And check again in one. So move everything ahead, and we need to get everything else without this. So unlike sister, try something. Let's see. If we're singing and saying, if there's so many colors and so many colors around this one, make everything chance to get a great ones. So enjoy everything should be demolished. If not, everything should be demolished. Alright then. So how many times do you need to say that you have to do well-known grades? So otherwise, let's see. Let's see. You cannot place right into here. Let's make commercials. And it could be denied. Now look at this. Everything should be not less. Fastings forward. And fastings forward, unlikely. Unlikely. In the entire areas of Blighten City, Saskatchewan, and the other side of this zooming through this area on a well-known area. So demolish everything. Some abandoned buildings should not be less. All buildings must be guaranteed. Some sort of viewer areas may not be built on this side. Of course, you need to be tolerated. But you have to be careful. A very short confusion leads to in the wider coverage areas that what is consent and what is consent. And there are so many roads and it's not even connected yet. Try something else. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Flower garden. And another flower garden here and here. To make more approximate. But it's better than ever. But it requires more population. But it requires more population in just one single medium dense roads around here. And what about this one? Oh my god. Try something else. What about this one? Really great. And what about this one? Should be more leak. What about that? Well, what about that? It will be next to commercial. What about that? Should be next to the station during the agricultural stages. So, one thing. Now 125 people doesn't have a job or create a demand. Oh great, more demands incoming. So everything is reworked. Need to wait for another years and years about this. Come here. Up next will be Saskatchewan. The entirely unknown. The entirely well unknown. All roads should be demolished first. A complete Saskatchewan. Well, let's see. What about that? That's the one. What's next? Zone. To make even more quiet. Let's say sometimes are frequent, sometimes are this area, sometimes should be more or less quiet, and sometimes should be increasing. Now let's fast forward to 2017. Which is more in your side. And the last thing you need to say, it's not yet applied because they don't understand about this. Well, let's see. About this one or no. No time for this. Since the last thing you need to say that Saskatchewan scratchy labor requires more roads to make it more better. God. 5. Five of these. When you're closing, add more. Oh God. Let's see. It's from the very start in one thing to say. This might take a while. So ever since the last thing you need to say that all buildings should be built in one single another. So if you plop all the buildings, you need to build a plop building. Oh God. Stop abandoning those buildings. They don't do very much. It's really wild. All buildings are abandoned. A complete abandonment. not perfect. It's not even perfect. Oh my god. Everything should be built. Let me check. Let's say this station. Do I need to build anything more? Let's see. I'm gonna work to build. Or this one. Sometimes it needs more. Needs a complete education. 48. 48. 48 again. And the Selhas Road. Well, it's not even completed yet, and this might take us a little while. I need to fix everything. Stop the clock. So what's the next thing? After a year ago, all of these residential buildings rebuilt into a single piece, and it will be rebuilt in it again. So let's take a look at this one. Some of the commercial buildings may not be built at this part, and some of the residential buildings or residential buildings may not be rebuilt and again. And the other thing you need to say, all of these residential buildings might be on this side, and it's not yet rebuilt uncontagiously. All of these residential buildings might be on this side because they don't follow the rules in one single situation. Well, let me think some sort of few things that will be incredible in one part of the area, partial area, and a complete thing you would know. Let's see. Let me think. 1 out of 10. Going to each side. And some of these are not yet rebuilt in 1 out of 10. Conspicuously. And once a thing, road zot. Remove that road zot. They don't like this one. Okay, then let's try something another. And rebuild a fire station. And think about it. And let's try something, another one. Let's see. What about this one? In one setting, you need to say all of these roads might be incrementable and start a clock. This might take a while. In a fast forward things, you need to say 1 out of 2, cheetah, llama, turtle, and of course, since we don't have anything, you need to start it over. And it cannot be disowned. And restart over. Make sure everything should be diagonal, or else what about that? well-known idea costs much. And the other side costs much. And finally, there you go. One thing you need to say. Oh. The audio muted again. Let's go back. 50, 50. All personnel should be resumed. Since there's something wrong with the microphone, you need to, or the audio or the microphone, really quiet as ever. And the last thing you need to say, what the heck is happening? What the heck is happening? Oh, there. You should change it into residential. When you see the demands, you need to reactivate the super demand using this mod, or the cherished farms will not be acceptable if you do not build everything without anything. So let's move on. So let's rebuild everything into a single well, it's 2017 and it's almost 2020 and the pandemic will be starting over and well known unconsciously. First you need to say that some industrial buildings might be placed on the center or this one. We need to rework the area. So elevated rail to rural. Could it be? So I was wondering that those places should be connected to Iconics Quasi. Well, it's a well-known Iconics Quasi and Aristocracy. Main roads should be not less. So let's check the water. Oh, that is good. So I'm going to say that water supply should be reacceptable in one out of time. But if not, it will lose it over. And re-switch. So let's check the ordinance. Cancel. Neighborhood. Water from Arganje, water from Aristocracy, water from Aristocracy, and water from, well, add more power. Let's say water from Aristocracy, Salisbury Central. Vibrate should be unavailable. You need to sell everything from Afghanistan South. Wow, astonishing. No. 4,720, 4,524 and Salisbury Central. Garbage should be exported rate 49. To be initiated by 294, 226 and 169. All of the garbages should be more available. Water from Arc Street. Astonishing, Os Livonia. 655. 119. 104. 923. Okay, from Aristocracy to Aristocracy, it should be. I need to Arganche. It should be 3,904. Add more in one single lane. And then transportation department should be 360,000. More rates, more easy. Fast forward. There might be often. All roads must be connected. If you're not connected to the H road, it will not happen. If not, that will not go through. So everything should be not be in order. Everything in order should be rebuilt in one each side to side. Back to the turtle speed. It's almost August. August 8/1, 2017. It's almost August, and it should be recoverable or really rated. And check the following. This particular avenue. Stop. I need to fix this problem. More cars. And I do not understand. I need more cars. Just one single lane. Or one single lane here to here. And from this into this. What if you upgrade more of this one? So stand by for it later, and it needs rebuilding. Working on from something to something. And it's the 32nd episode. Otherwise, when you check more of this one, or this one. So I don't want everything in one else. And this building cannot be exists anymore. And you need to build a stock exchange. Finally, the futuristic ones. And that will be it, or less. And I cannot build a living mall. You should have something else. More landmarks available. So let's check the zones. All of the areas must be Saskatoon. And this one. Oh, okay. Check the budget. Okay. Oh, well known. Okay. When you check another deals, there are 8 or 11 cities in this one. So, ang Ducanche, Aristocracy, Akonisquazi, Amandaberry, Astonishing in Arc Street, Aristomusis, Livonia. Well, Aristomusis is the smallest city in Caribbean region. And it's already premiered August 2022. So in the next episode, some of the medium cities or some of the small cities might be rebuilt from scratch into scratch. And otherwise, another Akonisquazi expansion. Yeah, another Akonisquazi expansion. More medium or small cities expansions. And the last thing you need to say is to mirror the small city, like Slabo Silk into Silk Slavonia. Well, Silk Slavonia. Again. So in the next episode, you might going to do another Akonisquazi expansion. I'll see you in the next episode.